Good morning, and welcome to my dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome to the channel. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. I do welcome you. Please use your discernment, and note that this shall not resonate for everyone. However, if it does, please take what you will in order to use as an instrumental version for guidance in terms of your own path. That has to do with the karma that exists between you and a significant other. This significant other can be a person, place, or thing. I shall be pulling from the Grand Etile deck. It's an old deck, 131 years old, and we'll go ahead and get started. The Great Mirror is a tool devised in order to see the apparent karmas that may exist between you and the significant other. And note that this reading comes from the light to shine into the darkness that which we seek. The third house is open. We'll go ahead and get started now. Okay, wow. Well, Gemini energy is coming in strong already. We have here the card of the Magician, Questionant in the reverse. This is the card right after the Fool, or Folie. There also is Malady here. That is the Hierophant card, which can be also taken as the card of Gemini, with the Magician standing there. Well, this is a strange deck in that respect, but that is what you get through BP Grimal and the Alietta school. What I'm seeing here is, so far, within this connection, a difficulty that lies within the ending of cycle. The ending being the sort of blockage, the stepping stone, if you will. Ten of Swords as well as the Ten of Cups on the bridge. The energy of Libra as well, with the Queen of Swords, trying to convey a message, trying to be open with the opposing party, with the significant other. The significant other's also trying to make some sort of communication but this comes out as being artificial in a way. You have to watch out for that energy. There also is the King of Swords in the reverse here, okay? And that fell out earlier. With the King of Swords in reverse, the triplicity of air evolves into the highest form of intelligence, the highest form of truth. That comes through the Aquarian energy, okay? Aquarian energy has been very strong lately, um, very strong for all of my readings in the past 2 months. Um, what I'm seeing here is a negotiation of sorts, negotiation, backtracking, um, lots of mind work, trying to be numb, but also trying to be intellectually aware of what has what has been processed between both of you in terms of you and your significant other. There also is a calling on their end, a calling, a need to be very individualized, very separate in a way, but it is to the south node that this calling has occurred. There also is a sense of replenishment with the Three of Cups here. Some sort of fulfillment, energetic reserve, overall goodness on your end of the deal. Um, and that is sort of the energy you're bringing in. There also is the Magician in the reverse, what you want to bring in, okay? So there's an evolution here that I'm seeing from the triplicity of air, from Gemini, Libra into Aquarius, okay? What is being willed into reality as we see it is essentially a very subjectified view that dances between subjectivity and objectification, trying to be distant, a very strong movement towards distance, but then still activity within the mind, and also sort of trying to understand the nature of things, trying to learn from the connection with the significant other is very strong here. Being open, but then also being closed in a way, being defensive in a way, but then still concerned with the other. There is a devotional aspect here that creates a sort of difficulty in terms of truly being able to work in a team setting. Difficulty there. There is numbness. There also is a sort of uneasiness here with the Ten of Cups in the horizontal. What this may amount to, in one way, is essentially one of two things. One of joy. Joy can eventuate out of this, but also the possibility of confusion. Seven of Cups, especially on their end. In their solace, in their alienation, there's an artificial way of them trying to bring about a truth of sorts. Okay? And it's difficult for them to stand by this. There also is a very cold and mechanical way of them viewing things, Saturnian, also Uranian. So they could shift from place to place. But then, that's the thing. There is a great deal of hidden passion as well as this is what they want in a way. Even though they are trying to remain healthy and distant in some fashion, or they are attending to things outside of the connection, there is difficulty considering they so desire this connection still. Leaving this in a place of retardation, in a place of inaction, okay? Taurus is highly elicited on your end, and Leo is highly elicited on their end. In a way, you represent their hidden sun, something that you want to keep hidden, even though you feel neutral in the equation or perhaps numb in a certain way. You have to get over this numbness. There's something about the wisdom that you are standing by that sort of shows that you've already been through the cycle, the ringer. Any sort of mind games are essentially being lifted. What emerges on a conscious level is the feeling of the world here, the world shifting, the world changing, new paradigms being brought in that are hidden, okay, like the hidden sun, hidden world. There's something about this that brings about the idea of the new Jerusalem, anything that moves forward in a certain way that has to do with new perspectives, new shifts in perspectives, okay? But there it is. I mean, there is some sort of experience here that is on the soul level, that is tied to deep karma, that is timeless. There's a lot of passion for them, for you, but then it's passion that does not follow through with action. There is a type of inactivity that paralyzes your vehicle when it comes to this connection, and also it sort of makes you stagnant in other areas of life that are outside of the connection. Okay, this also could also deal with the idea that you can bring about certain forms of commitments that will lead you to a type of rite of passage. Okay, the double six is showing up with the energy of Jupiter strong, Aquarius strong, and learning from all this. Okay, Espion here, the card of Gemini, learning from getting over regrets, understanding why there has to be some sort of maneuvering when it comes to the mental constructs or what is being grown or thought about. Okay, this helps you to be in the present, to also understand your own domestic strengths, come into some sort of rite of passages, and this leads to an evolution, one that allows you to essentially control certain things, possess certain things that will give you a sense of clarity. Okay, I think you're making the choice to learn from this connection more than anything, and the more you observe them, the more you see how true their double truths, or their split tongue may be sort of understood. Okay, in terms of their motivations that are Aquarian in nature. I keep mentioning this sort of Aquarian motivation, this Aquarian sort of hidden thing. It's not really hidden. Aquarius, yes, can dip out, but it's dipping out in an intellectualized way. They can still be there, but it's as if they are lost into thought. This thought evolves in a certain way. It's kind of like the energy of Pisces, where there's a dissolution of the mind, or dissolution of the presence of the mind, silence that emerges, okay, in order to see the sea of information that revolves not around emotions, but around thoughts. And that's why Aquarius has this tendency to get a bad rap. They space out in a certain way. That's the initiation route, the portal into the ether that they represent. But yeah, this has to sort of be realized. Some form of what can be seen as inaction is actually steadfast deliberation, and there is an immortalized version of deliberation that echoes ad infinitum after meeting this type of energy, and it occurs again and again. Okay, it's a type of stagnation, but in actuality, it can be labeled as enigmatic poise, or poise in terms of a directionality that helps you to question the very nature of the experience of the route you are walking. Okay, and that's what they desire about you. That's sort of what they want from you. It's sort of paralyzing, but also it helps you to be very conscious in a way. Okay, and that is what I'm seeing for the reading. Beware anything that has to do with conditionality. Okay, there's a very conditional way in which this person interacts with you, and it's in those terms and conditions that difficulty may arise, because they may come across as very cold and calculating. Okay, Yeah, if you need an extension on that, I am available for private readings. Otherwise, I do wish you well for the energy of Gemini. The third house is now closed. I do appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye bye.